All of the news unfolding at this hour. 19 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
A small Ohio city in mourning the loss of a police officer and a mother and daughter after a shooting last night. Thank you so much for joining us for Northeast Ohio's only News at 3 and streaming on 19 News Plus. I'm Brian Duffy in this afternoon for Nicole Versansky. 4 other officers and a canine officer were injured as well. Let's go out to Catherine Huntley right now. She's live in Rittman. Catherine, what can you tell us?
This is such a horrible tragedy for the community of Rittman here in Wayne County. Now, right now, we're awaiting the procession for Sergeant Scott Reese, who was killed in the line of duty last night. He's being taken to a funeral home here in Rittman. Sergeant Reese was killed along with a mother and her 13-year-old daughter. And people in this community of 6,000 people are absolutely in disbelief today. Flags are at half-staff in Rittman today. The community is reeling following the tragic events from Sunday night.
You just don't expect something like that to happen here. I mean, today you just feel like such a heaviness.
Around 10 o'clock Sunday evening, officers responded to a 911 call of a break-in and shots fired here on Chippewa Trail. There, 44-year-old Christine McWilliams and her daughter, 13-year-old McKinley McWilliams, were both killed. Christine was a realtor, and McKinley went to Norwayne Middle School. As soon as officers arrived to the scene, they came under fire. Tragically, Rittman Sergeant Scott Reese was killed in the line of duty. He was a 10-year veteran of the Rittman Police Department. Dozens of officers responded to the scene. There were 4 officers, all from the Medina County Sheriff's Office, who were struck by gunfire. 2 were treated at the scene, 2 others were sent to the hospital and are stable. K-9 Vic from the Wayne County Sheriff's Office was also shot and is in serious condition. The suspect has been identified as 39-year-old Brandon Fazekas. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Officials have told us he was a significant other or an ex of the mother who was killed. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is investigating the officer-involved shooting. It's been a surreal day here in Rittman with just so much death and pain. Now, that woman who died in this has strong ties to this community going back decades. There will also be a vigil tonight at 7 p.m. outside the police department for anyone who would like to pay their respects. Now, we're going to be having this procession live for you. We're expecting it any minute now, so stick with us. For now, live in Rittman, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.
Okay, Catherine, thank you. A community grieving an officer who made the ultimate sacrifice and a mother and daughter who were taken way too soon. Noel Williams has details on the victims and the neighbors who are now grieving this incredibly painful loss.
Flags are at half-staff in the front yards of neighbors here in Rittman. It's in honor of an officer who made the ultimate sacrifice. In addition, so many neighbors here, they're mourning the loss of a mother and a 13-year-old girl.
It's just heart-wrenching, you know, to see something like that happen to a family. You just can't put it into words, really. It's
senseless.
News that nearly brought tears to neighbors Billy and Roxy Warren.
But we were out shopping. I said, I'm going to put the flag back up. I don't care. You know, It's got to go up.
They say they did not know the victims, but they're joining the city of Rittman at putting their flags at half-staff for Sergeant Scott Reese. He, along with a mother, 44-year-old Christine McWilliams, and a 13-year-old girl, McKinley McWilliams, were killed Sunday night around 10 p.m. A press release from the Wayne County Sheriff's Office says police were originally called to Chippewa Trail in Rittman for a break-in and shots fired. 4 deputies were hurt, 2 treated on scene, and the others taken to a local hospital and are stable. K-9 Vic of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office was also hit by gunfire and is in serious condition. The suspect, 39-year-old Brandon Fazekas, is dead. Sergeant Reese was with the department for 10 years. He was sworn in as a full-time Rittman officer in 2018 and promoted to sergeant in 2023. He also previously served full-time with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office and the Sugar Grove Police Department. The Fraternal Order of Police of Ohio putting out this statement. In part, it reads, the deliberate violence directed at the men and women who protect our communities must end.
This is Rittman. This don't happen. Should have never happened.
On top of the loss of Sergeant Reese, neighbors are dealing with the death of a mother and a daughter. Neighbor Dennis Gordon says many of the neighborhood kids would play with his grandchildren and children nearby. He says he believes the 13-year-old girl was also one of those friendly kids. Some neighbors telling 19 News the teen lives blocks away from her Norwayne middle school teachers. Gordon recognizes everyone in Rittman, from adults to children, are hurting.
The only words that you can say, and it's, I'm sorry, even though there's really no meaning to it, but they are in a better place.
In Rittman, Noel Williams, 19 News.
And coming up in the next half hour, how law enforcement is showing support for Rittman Police and Sergeant Reese's family. And we, of course, will have all of our coverage on Cleveland19.com and streaming on 19 News Plus.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
All right, we want to get you caught up on a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for parts of Ashtabula as well as Trumbull counties. This is until 3:30. Basically, we're worried about there being some heavy rain, of course, associated with any of these thunderstorms. But we're starting to see an uptick in some of the organization within this storm. It's possible it has some broad rotation within it. That is something we've also been monitoring as it slowly works its way off towards the east at only about 10 miles per hour. So it'll be out towards the Lockwood area about 311, out towards Greene 337, and again, moving closer to the Pennsylvania state line at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. But it will drop very heavy rainfall, and this all came off of the lake. It moves through parts of Geauga County earlier. It sent some of the kind of rain cooled air down to the south, and that's where we've started to see a little additional development here. The area of low pressure that we've been monitoring all day, that is slowly making its way through. So again, we're starting to get an end in sight to some of this rain, but we still have a few more hours left. We're going to walk you through where your data stands headed into the rest of this afternoon and evening, coming up here in just a few minutes.
Okay, Erica, and reported 20 inches of rain in just 24 hours. Kelly's Island is underwater tonight. Homes, businesses flooded. Roads are closed. 19's Isabella Roberts made that trip for us today. She's live on the island with the very latest now at 3. Isabella.
Yeah, Brian, I'm out here in front of a home on Kelly's Island. If you just want to take a look behind me, that is all water flooding this front yard. I wanted you to take a look at this above ground pool where you can see where the water falls on it. And there is a line right above it, few inches above it, where it shows where it was earlier today. Now, this entire island they put their rain boots on and they are in cleanup mode. There are several businesses closed on the island today. Several people, some pumping out their basement. Several people have crawl spaces full of water. Right now, we're looking at we're hearing a reported 20 inches in 24 hours. Now, there's a rumor going around that Kelly's Island is closed. I spoke with the Chamber of Commerce today. They say that's just it. It's just a rumor. People can get to the island via the ferry, but they just expect a little bit of patience. Let's take a listen to what the Chamber of Commerce has to say.
Obviously, Kelly's Island is a large community. We have grit. We're patient and kind. We'll be strong. We'll be good. It's just going to take some time. So patience is important.
Now, the Chamber of Commerce is also looking for off-island volunteers with HVAC, roof restoration, or anything of the sort to kind of help the people here on Kelly's Island get back on their feet. For more information, you can visit our website, Cleveland 19, to reach out to them. For now, live in Kelly's Island, Isabella Roberts, 19 News.
Okay, Isabel, thank you. Now, a manhunt underway today after a man wanted for murder in Columbus was spotted in Strongsville. This is Leslie-On Evans. He and an unidentified woman here were spotted in the area of the Sheetz gas station in the Best Western Hotel right there on 82. At first, he gave police a fake name, but as officers tried to make contact with Evans again, he ran off into a wooded area south of the hotel and the gas station. The Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force is assisting in the search. If you see him, you are advised to stay away. Do not approach this man. Just call police. A fine and a possible jail sentence for a woman convicted of dumping her dog behind the Lorraine skate park. At today's sentencing, Sierra Roman was ordered to pay a $300 fine, and she may have to serve 90 days in jail. The judge set an August 7th court date for a review hearing. Little controversy at the World Cup. FIFA doesn't usually take back a red card suspension, but for the first time since 1962, that's exactly what they've done right after a call from President Trump. The move puts the U.S. back at full strength for tonight's match. That's a good thing, but it's sparking backlash overseas. Nana Sentubonsu has more from the White House.
President Trump praised FIFA's decision to allow U.S. men's striker Folarin Balogun to play in tonight's World Cup match against Belgium. Trump intervened on behalf of the U.S. player after he received a red card in the last game against Bosnia.
I didn't know what the hell a red card was. When I found out, I said, you got to be kidding.
The president called FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, and asked for an appeal.
All I did was ask for a review. I didn't say you have to do this. This man is a smart, tough man. Gianni Infantino. He's a smart, tough man.
Infantino issued a statement saying FIFA's judicial bodies are independent. They operate autonomously, apply the FIFA disciplinary code, and decide cases based on the applicable regulations and the specific facts before them. The apparent political interference has some questioning the decision, with Belgium's head coach comparing this to an April Fool's Day prank. Belgium's Football Association issued a statement saying it was astonished, adding that to protect the fundamental principles of fair play, it is investigating all potential options. The players on both sides say they're going to stay focused on the match.
It doesn't change anything. We'll be ready for the game.
We're going to prepare as we normally do, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Belgium was favored to win the match with Balogun out, but with his return, the U.S. are now favorites to win and advance. Nana Sentubonsu, CBS News, the White House.
Belgium's going to have to get over it because FIFA has rejected their appeal over Balogun's eligibility. He'll play tonight for the United States. Just west of Mansfield, an evacuation in Bucyrus because of a train derailment last night. That has now been canceled, the evacuation. These are photos from that area that the evacuation order was in. It was ordered because a tanker was carrying hydrochloric acid that may have been leaking. Emergency crews were still out there this morning cleaning up, making sure that the area is and stays safe. We continue to recap our breaking news. We now know the names of the victims of the mass shooting in Rittman. Christine McWilliams and her 13-year-old daughter, McKinley, were murdered, shocking the small, tight-knit community, as well as Officer Scott Reese. Now at 3, continuing coverage with 19 investigative reporter Mike Mason, who's been digging into the suspect's past.
The house behind me is literally riddled with bullet holes. The next-door neighbor suspects that a recent breakup is what triggered this terrible tragedy. Tim Hirschman was rattled by the sound of gunfire next door at around 9:30 Sunday night.
All total, probably there was a good 70, 75 shots the whole entire time.
When it was over, 4 people were dead, including Rittman Police Sergeant Scott Reese.
I just can't believe that it happened like it did. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking to me.
Hirschman knew the family, Christy McWilliams and her teenage daughter McKinley. He said Christy's ex-boyfriend, Brandon Fazekis, was the shooter.
Very nice guy, but I can't say that no more.
According to Hirschman, Fazekis worked in construction. He says the couple recently had a falling out.
They broke up about 2 months ago.
And did she change the locks, or?
She had the locks changed about 3 weeks ago. They seemed to be a nice family when they were getting along. But I think something happened to his mind. He just flipped out.
Hirschman says McWilliams' son did not get along with Fazekis. Luckily, he wasn't home during this awful incident. In Rittman, Mike Mason, 19 News.
We also have an update on the Wayne County canine officer who was shot in last night's terrible tragedy. Late this afternoon, Dan DeRose had a chance to speak with the Wayne County Sheriff. Dan, what do you have to say?
And think about it, the Wayne County Sheriff is obviously very busy. I was more than happy to spend just 2 minutes with him on the phone. I could hear it in his voice that this is tough. He's had deputies that were also shot in this but survived. Obviously, Sergeant Reese did not survive. Let's focus for now on K-9 Vic. K-9 Officer Vic has been with the department for a number of years now, sworn in back in 2024. Here's what I can tell you. Here was the update from the sheriff in Wayne County. The dog was shot in the hip. Unfortunately, when the bullet went in, it fractured, and a piece has lodged near the spine of the canine of K-9 Vic. They are trying to get the dog stable before they make a decision on surgery. The sheriff said they should know more in the next 12 to 24 hours if that is a possibility. The sheriff told me that that dog and that canine officer was so loyal, not just to his handler, but to the entire department and everything they do. The sheriff told me over the phone, sad to see him going through this. And it was, again, a heartfelt message from the sheriff there. If you would like to donate, there's obviously going to be a medical expense. The K-9 unit is run completely separate from the sheriff's department. They have their own budget. They raise their own money. We've got the information on our website. Unfortunately, you do either have to send cash, check, or a cashier's check directly to the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, but it will go to the Wayne County Sheriff's Department K-9 unit. All the information is on Cleveland19.com.
He served his community for more than 30 years. Who was Sergeant Reese? And what does this loss mean to Northeast Ohio and officers across the state? Senior investigator Sarah Goldenberg has a look at who he was and a message from the Ohio Fraternal Order of Police.
54-year-old Sergeant Scott Reese served as a police officer in Ohio for 31 years, wearing the badge to protect and serve. He was a 10-year veteran of the Rittman Police Department. And now, after this loss, a call from the Ohio FOP to end the violence. October 9th, 2023 was a day of celebration for Sergeant Scott Reese and his family. This post from Rittman Police congratulated him on his promotion to sergeant. The caption read in part, his wife Michelle pinned him with his new badge. Before that, he served as a deputy with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office and an officer for the Sugar Grove Police Department in Fairfield County. Now, his loved ones and police statewide grieve his death in the line of duty.
We've been to too many funerals. We've held too many memorials. We've experienced too many losses. And it's time to say enough is enough.
Jay McDonald is the Ohio Fraternal Order of Police president. He called the officers who responded to the emergency in Wayne County heroes.
Bullets are flying and they are going towards the danger as opposed to doing what most of us would do, which is leave the area of danger. And it is one more reason why all of Ohioans need to stand with law enforcement and protect Ohio police, because the dangers are ever increasing.
This July 4th marked 2 years since the line of duty death of Cleveland police officer Jamison Ritter. And July 23rd will mark 1 year since a suspect ambushed 3 Lorain police officers, killing Officer Philip Wagner.
It's been a particularly deadly month, a tragic month, and we must stand with all of the families, the friends, and the colleagues of our fallen heroes, because this the impact that is left from these senseless murders continues to live on, not just this weekend or just the coming weeks, but for years and years to come.
It's a reality officers and their families wrestle with every day. The job they love is a dangerous one. Sergeant Reese continued his police training through last month, taking courses including responding to domestic violence and crisis intervention, according to records from the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy. Now, his loved ones and police officers statewide mourn Sergeant Scott Reese's end of watch.
We are there to stand by our brothers and sisters every step of the way going forward, but it is a job we wish we didn't have.
The Ohio FOP tells me they will be there for the officers in Rittman and Wayne County to provide them services and support in the coming days, weeks and months ahead. That will include the National Peace Officer Memorial Service on the lawn of the United States Capitol, a solemn ceremony held each May to honor officers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And our team coverage continues everywhere at 5. We'll hear from community members now in morning, plus other police departments share their sympathy and their thoughts with the Rittman police. Breaking at this hour in Utah, prosecutors in Charlie Kirk's murder case are seeking to convince a judge they have enough evidence to try the man accused of killing him and seek the death penalty. A 5-day preliminary hearing began today. It is the first time that Kirk's parents and widow are in the courtroom with defendant Tyler Robinson. Robinson has not yet entered a plea. Also breaking, one person was taken to the hospital after a house explosion in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Multiple crews at the scene. Right now, we do not know how badly the person involved was hurt or what actually caused the explosion, but officials said there's no worry right now about another explosion. Well, did you see this? It was something. The FAA investigating after a seaplane had a frighteningly hard landing in the East River right off Manhattan. 8 people were on the plane. One had her cell phone rolling as the plane came down, and she talked to Chris Van Cleve.
Dramatic cell phone video captures the hard landing of a float plane as it bounced to a stop in New York City's East River.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. The plane down on the water.
The FAA says the hard landing caused a wing strut to snap on the months-old Kodiak 100 seaplane, coming to rest with its left wing in the water.
And then all you hear is a ba-boom.
Chloe Todd and her 76-year-old grandmother were among the 8 on board. The 16-year-old shot this video from inside the cabin.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
I thought we were going to drown and go down. I thought we weren't going to make it.
When you look out your window, what do you see?
I see water.
The seaplane was coming from East Hampton, New York, where Todd and her grandmother attended the birthday of a family friend.
We all had to lean to the right to stable the plane.
What's going through your mind as these alarms are going off and the captain's trying to get your life vest on?
What the hell is happening? And am I going to be okay? And is my grandma going to be okay?
Todd says rescuers were at the boat within about 90 seconds.
After we hit the water, my dad called me. So I picked up and I was like, can I call you back? The plane kind of just like crashed. But I stayed on the phone with him while I was getting off the plane. Like I put him in my bag and he was just like there for it all because my grandma, like that's like my priority.
There was an NYPD helicopter hovering nearby that reported the incident almost immediately. That likely sped up the emergency response some. Todd tells us the family did take Grandma to the hospital. We spoke to her as well. She was complaining about a potential concussion she was worried about, as well as pain in her ribs. But there are no reports of any serious life-threatening injuries from this incident. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Phoenix.